Did I click it? I did click it.
The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
And here we are, Adventures from the Shed online with a special episode where Eli is going to run a one-shot adventure for 3 people. Not all the 3 people are here yet, but you can probably guess who's late. You might not be able to guess who's missing, and that's Chris. But I'm going to kick it over to Eli, who's going to kind of get us started. Eli, go for it.
You didn't even give him the chance to guess who was not going to be here.
Yeah, like nobody can put money on a bet if you just say the results.
How much were you going to bet?
I was going to bet at least $5.
It would have been illegal for me to bet because I already knew the result.
So,
that's true.
There's no insider trading rules here, buddy.
Oh, in that case, I'll be right back.
The thing is, in order to make any money, you do have to have someone bet against you.
That's true.
That's true. We can just say Randy bet against us, and then we'll win, and then Randy will owe us money.
That sounds
exactly.
That sounds perfectly feasible.
Yeah, I think so.
Speaking of Randy owing us, he's going to owe us for lost time. As Joe said, I'm going to be running our Dungeons & Dragons game today, 5th edition, as is the usual. I will be running an older dungeon that I set up for 3.5 edition, and I've made several tweaks for it to run a bit smoother in 5e.
So we're going to go 1.5 higher.
Exactly.
Nice.
So it's 1.5 times more difficult, is what he's saying.
Depends on how you look at things. I think it's fine. I think level 5 characters can make it through it just fine. If you have a fully structured party.
Yeah. But anyway. This is me and Joe's level 5 characters, which might not.
Hey, I did the random thing in D&D Beyond, and this time it didn't even give me an option of where I put what stats. So I asked Eli when just he and I were on, do you care what the stats are? So my character doesn't have crappy stats now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I started with a fighter with a 10 strength. He no longer has a 10 strength. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was built to be more of a dungeon crawl type of encounter. So RP is not going to be super heavy.
Says you.
I guess that is really up to y'all, but I mean, good luck role playing with an empty dungeon.
Yeah,
we'll find a character in there and we will role play with it.
Note to self: don't put the goblin. Okay, the biggest change from our normal way of running these encounters is we have no map on our end. Yep. So those of you listening, you typically don't get to see what's going on, but we usually still have a visual reference so we know who's going where and how far away things are. This is all going to be theater of the mind, using our imaginations.
Yay!
So this is going to be a bit more work on my end to make sure that everything is described correctly and everybody has a clear image of what's going on. Cool. So that's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to having an idea of what's going on for once.
Me too.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I don't think there's anything else that I need to preface this with. Okay. So whoever's up next. Jason, how about you introduce yourself?
I'll introduce myself. I'm playing Talon. He is the Shifter Shadow, Way of the Shadow Monk is who he is.
What is now? I think I know what shifter means by like the monster manual, but I don't know what shifter means for a player character race.
Well, a shifter means that I can use an action to become more beast-like, and that also has influences on, say, some of the abilities that I have. Like I can get some bonus health. I can again have some bonuses to like survival and things of that nature. So yeah, it's basically I can shift my body, not like a full like changeling where I can change myself into any person, but I'll become more animalistic. And yeah, this should be fun. Hopefully, I get a chance to use it. If not, we'll see.
So like a lycanthrope, but
yeah,
light.
Exactly. It's like, in our other game where we have Tusk who has never changed into a werewolf. I'll be doing that a little bit here.
Just a little bit, though.
Just
He's
a
a
little bit.
werewolf light.
Werewolf
Right.
fight, yes.
And
Love me some werewolf light after a long day of work.
And I am playing Murdoch, a half-elf fighter, who I do have to tweak something on, because I just noticed I wanted to be sword and shield, and I picked a longsword and a shield, but I realized the random generator picked great weapon fighting for a style, so I'm going to change that. but aside from that, straightforward sword and shield fighter. I went with chainmail because that was the option at the time. So 18 armor class, 60 hit points. I mean, decent start for a dungeon crawl, I think, being right up in the front lines.
I was going to say, Murdoch sounds like an old school, like, detective name.
Yeah. I was thinking of something like that.
Murdoch and Talon were just going off trying to solve a crime.
Exactly. Murdoch
I
and
would
Talon
watch
is
that
definitely,
show.
Yes.
We're going into this cavern here. No one's going to stop us from solving this here.
Now, the thing is, it'd be a cross between like a crime show and a sitcom.
That's true. That's
It'd be
exactly
like a crime com.
Yep.
That's what we've got going.
That sounds wonderful.
Eli is frantically changing his notes right now. Going, you arrive at a crime scene.
Crime com ?
Sexy goblin.
All right, so I got to change from great weapon fighting. Should I pick? Now, y'all might be more familiar with fighter than me. Should I be picking like protection, dueling, or defense?
I mean, all of them work well. I mean, dueling, I would say if you have what's your weapon again? It's a great sword.
Longsword.
It's a two-handed.
Longsword and shield. Yeah.
Longsword and shield, right?
Yeah.
I would say you'd probably want to do, what were the options again? It was
it's defense,
protection?
Dueling, and protection. Because the others are archery, great weapon, and 2-weapon, and I'm not going to do either of those three. Any of those three. Oh, Randy's in the waiting room. Here comes.
I would say maybe
Randy.
if you want to get some bonuses to defense, I would say protection.
I'll go there.
He's almost here.
Yeah, it looks like it lets me intercept an attack for somebody else. There he is.
And
Eli,
I'm Randy.
Eli, make him say hi.
Just in time. It is your turn to introduce yourself.
All right. Hello, everybody. It's Randy. I am playing a mountain dwarf by the name of Scurry. He is a cleric, and he's a former noble, and he's old as hell, and he hates his life, but he's still there for others most of the time.
Wow, that was a lot.
It was.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, he's a time. Good thing I chose therapist.
You okay?
I'm Scurry. I've seen better days. It's been a really rough time going, and I just miss my family, and those dang hobgoblins took them.
He's just going to be telling people to get off his lawn the whole damn time.
That's true.
Get off my lawn.
Just out of curiosity, what domain of cleric are you?
I only had life for my choice because I wasn't connected to the thing because I only had my phone. So,
all right.
Though he's more domain of death with his attitude.
Domain of grumpy.
When it comes to himself, he's death domain. When it comes to others, you go live your life. You got something going for you. All right. And just out of curiosity for some dungeon mechanics here, what is everybody's alignment?
True random from what I can tell. Let me see.
True random. I love it.
That's what it'll be now.
The secret 10th alignment.
I usually don't use alignments when I make a character, but if I were to say randomly for Talon, I would say maybe he's probably more in the lines of chaotic neutral. What I would say is probably what he'd be more to.
Okay.
I think I'd go for Murdoch. I'd go with neutral good.
All right. And Scurry?
Scurry is lawful neutral.
We're all neutral, so we're all going to make no decisions at all in this game.
Well, I got good on the second half, right? I'm just neutral about being good.
I am so pasty white on my camera.
Whereas, don't worry, Randy. We're the only ones that can see you.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, the audience doesn't get to see the face of God.
Good for us if you fix it, but, you know.
Oh, he's blue.
You
And
can
now
go all
he's white.
sepia like.
I'm changing the
Talon.
tent, not the brightness. That's still the tent.
Fascinating.
It's fascinating.
Well, I suppose we can. Oh, everything good?
Yeah, I'm all set.
All right, let's get the ball rolling.
But I'm not all set.
Oh,
oh, hey.
What do you need?
Hey.
all right.
I
So,
know what you're saying.
for background, you all are very familiar with each other, names, abilities, what you can and can't do. You have been hired to return a land baron's eldest daughter, as she is the latest victim of a string of kidnappings. A local cult is believed to be behind it, and after some weeks of investigation, you've managed to find their alleged hideout, the ruined church of St. Alba.
Or St. Alba's broke-ass church.
Yes,
Yes.
that is an apt description.
That's as we describe it here. So.
Yeah.
In a forest clearing, beyond what would have been a quaint hamlet, if not for it being overgrown from centuries of neglect, stands the remains of a noble cathedral. The Church of St. Alba was dedicated to a wise and benevolent warrior of the sun named Alba Direhorn. While the method and motive behind the destruction of the cathedral remains a mystery, one fact is known. The cathedral is now home to a nefarious cult who have been kidnapping people, probably for an arcane ritual.
But it's those dang hobgoblins, I swear.
Won't stay
Now-
off my lawn.
The cathedral itself is quite grandiose, much larger than what should have been here for only having a small town just to the south of it. It stands nearly 100 feet tall, 2 bell towers, large windows that once held stained glass. The only thing that seems to be in repair is the doors. These massive oak doors held together by thick, sturdy iron bandings. You hear nothing coming from within except the whistling of the breeze around you.
Do we know anything about this cult from our investigation? Any information at all?
You know that the cult dabbles in mainly abjuration, necromancy, and evocation magic. From the string of kidnappings that you've investigated, their targets are random, so they seem to have a specific goal in mind that just requires life of some sort.
Okay.
The cult numbers have been thinned out some by your previous exploits, but there should still be a large force in the cathedral.
Okay. And then, do we know what this cult is named, or are they the nameless cults?
The cult doesn't seem to identify itself in any way, almost like they are just trying to get a job done. They seem to intentionally be nameless and faceless.
Okay.
Call them what you wish. So then,
We pass it up and just continue on down the road.
that's not.
I want to see what the next town has.
There is no next
Can we
town.
go
This
quest
is
shopping?
no.
I want the
No quest
non-broke
shopping.
church.
If we go quest shopping, you don't get fantasy McDonald's.
Oh, cool. Can I get the McFlurry?
How about the McScurry?
And not the snack size this time either, damn it.
I want a
the-
sad meal.
You
I
can
think
get the
we need to-
McFlurry of blows.
We need to gather up and find out what happened to that person who got taken. Did I get that right?
Yes.
All right,
The,
yes.
the
I'm
land
still trying
bear-
to fix my character, so I'm listening to half of it. Sorry.
the eldest daughter of Baron Torberg Rumdir.
Aaron, who?
A,
Eldest.
Torberg Rumdir, a dwarf who has several who has various land holdings, particularly in the forestry industry. His daughter was taken a few days ago.
Mhm.
So,
and I would imagine that we are aware that this daughter's probably got, not the best life expectancy since it's been a few days.
yes.
Okay.
At this point, at this point, it's safe to assume, that if you do find her, she will not be in the best state.
Okay.
Although she should still be alive, right now, based on some who have escaped the cult.
Gotcha.
They seem to hold them for little under a week.
Okay. All right. So then, as we are trying to decide about going to the next town to get some McFlurries, Talon will just let the group know that we have, based on our past history, we have to move with some haste here to save this young lady and get our payday.
That's the daughter
All
of the
right.
Hamburglar, right?
We should check out this place and see if we can find that Turkish reindeer.
What are you talking about, Turkish reindeer, Scurry? That doesn't make any sense.
Isn't that her name? The Turkish
No, that's
reindeer?
not. No. Oh my goodness, Murdoch, what are we doing here? I mean, you're our resident musclehead. I mean, how do you think we should go about getting into this cathedral?
Hold on, my character's name is Murdoch. That's me.
Yes.
It takes me a moment.
Joe doesn't know who he is.
I gotta fix the headphones. Well, I think perhaps maybe we can go find someone who's been there before. Have we done that in our research? Have we found anyone?
That's a good question.
I haven't been there.
Murdoch, you can give me a history check.
I sure can. Let's see what happens with that.
You can certainly try.
Murdoch's the best at history in our group.
2 plus 1 is 3.
Nice.
As a former noble, can I go and check if I have any insight on anyone who possibly could have given information about this place?
Yes, you can give me an insight to rack your memory on the Baron and maybe even the history of the cathedral. Murdoch, while everybody else was in the library scouring archives for information on the cathedral, you were outside stacking dice. Enjoying a nice meal.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't reading the dragon porn at all. That wasn't
no.
So the dice on my screen rolled an 11, but for some reason it's a 4 plus 1 of 5 for some reason on my list. I don't know, but 5, I guess.
Oh, hey, yeah, mine wasn't a 3 either. I had a 20.
It was. I'll take a picture next time.
That's Jason. Stop
that. Because of the various tribulations you've gone through in life, Scurry, you've kind of left behind your history with nobility, and you're just kind of looking forward now. So nothing about the church comes to you.
I could have got some information, but I just don't care anymore. So.
Oh, all right, fine. I guess the best thing would be just to go in and take a look around. So, can I go and take a look and see which way would be the best to get into the cathedral?
And those big doors are still standing there, right?
All right.
The big oak
Yes.
doors, yes.
The massive doors are still in good condition.
But should we go through the front door, though? I think that might be a bad idea.
Well, that's the neutral good thing to do. Knock.
You know what? You are so true on that one, Murdoch. I apologize. Let's go knock at the front door.
I'm going to knock with my mace.
So you're knocking on the large doors?
Yes.
All right.
The one on the right, please.
Okay. The one on the right. Scurry, can you give me either a sleight of hand or a dexterity check?
I sure can. Let's go.
Who is the best at sleight of hand?
Okay.
Dwarven clerics are known for that.
Yeah, those big, thick dwarf fingers.
They're both -1, so I'm just going to have to go for it.
Oof.
Okay. 2.
All right. You knock on the door with your mace, but you're kind of lost in an apathetic episode. And you just kind of scrape the mace on the door.
I just
The
started
others-
thinking about something else.
The others, however,
I don't think that's how you're supposed to knock on the door.
You missed.
I was thinking about my mama's cooking. I'm sorry about that.
Is it that bad?
you all knock on the door, and the knock echoes around the clearing. You don't hear any sounds of activity inside the cathedral, however. It's still just the whistling of the wind. You can hear some birds in the background.
Are there any windows around that I could look into?
Yes, the stained glass windows come down to about 5 feet above the ground, so you can peek over the window.
All right. So what do I see inside?
Inside, you see what would have been the pews are nothing more than rubble at the best. Most of these rubble piles are covered in various colors of mold. You do see some torch sconces on the walls between the windows, a few of which are still aflame, but instead of the normal warm red-orange flame, these burn a bright blue.
Are those the colors of the cult, maybe?
No, the
Like
cult
blue?
seems to be where the cult uses autumnal colors, reds, oranges,
yeah,
browns.
Of course.
No, these torches are just burning a very bright blue. Off to your I'm going to assume you went to the right-hand side of the cathedral. So off to your right, on the far end of the cathedral, is a there go my notes. Okay, off to the far right, the end of the cathedral, you see a small stage and a podium. Behind that is another stained glass window with most of the framing in place. It seems to be depicting the venerated saint. And off to the left-hand side, you can see the backside of the doors. And you notice between the large hinges on either side, there's a smaller set of hinges. It looks as though there is a smaller hidden door on one of the larger doors. The window is also large enough for you to jump through. You would land in some mold, though.
All right, guys. We might have to put our masks on. It seems like there might be some mold or allergens inside. But it seems like it's all clear in there. There's a door within a door, like you know what I mean. Should we go inside?
Well, I'm not going through the window. You can't make me wear a mask.
Murdoch, you want to help me pull his door open?
All right, fine.
So that smaller door. Where is that? I'm sure I can open it.
I explain where the smaller door is.
All right. So somebody can give me a investigation check with advantage, since you know the approximate location of the smaller door.
I'll invest advantage this one.
Yes.
You do that.
That'd be a 14.
14. All right. You have identified the door, but it looks like the handle on this end has been pulled off. It's going to take a little more to get this thing open.
Well, I have a crowbar here in my pack, and I pull it out. Will this work, Murdoch?
I'm sure we can make that work. Let me just knock one more time to make sure there's nobody in there that we'll be disturbing.
You knock a little louder this time to make sure that anybody who is in there would hear you.
Hello, we're coming in.
There is no response.
To give you your blessings and whatnot.
And
Sorry,
there's no response. So you open the door with the crowbar?
Now that I've warned them, and the place is in kind of disarray anyway, I don't think it'll be too bad if I splinter the door a wee bit.
These fellers seem to hate kindness for some reason.
Alrighty. So you take the crowbar, jam it in where the lock probably would have been, and just lever that door open. It takes a few tries, but you manage to get it open. It does swing out towards y'all. Boom. The cathedral is open.
Oh, okay. All right.
What's the air like that comes out of there?
It's moldy.
Once inside the cathedral, you're immediately hit with the stuffy, rancid smell of mold. Your eyes take a moment to adjust to the dim light. Barely lit torches line the wall. Barely lit torches line the walls, and the remains of the stained glass windows allow some normal sunlight to enter, giving you a clearer image of the room's contents. The remains of the pews, carpets, and other furnishings lay in piles of splinters. Various molds cover the ground in rubble. On the far end of the room are two doors that stand either side of a stage with a podium in its center.
Scurry's going to take a big sniff. This just reminds me of my room. Same smells, same looking furniture. I don't know what the big deal is.
Oh, that's right.
Give me a
I knew the
Constitution
smell
save.
smelled like something familiar here, and I'll take a step away from Scurry.
Still thinking of your mother's cooking?
No, I'm thinking about how the smell of death and decay is same thing I smell in my room every day.
Then why don't you clean up your room, Scurry? Why are you so disgusting?
We don't have time to get in my psyche. Let's just get in there.
You're the one who brought it. Okay, let's go.
Scurry, give me a Constitution save from the deep breath of moldy air you've taken.
I have my mask on. I pull up my scarf around my
All right,
face.
so 15 plus 4 is 19.
Nice.
You die.
It was a 20 DC. Go figure.
So you take a deep whiff of this mold. Yeah, that'll hurt to breathe in any significant amount.
This'll kill me tomorrow.
Hey.
That's tomorrow's scurry problem.
Probably not, but you might be a little sick. Thanks to your dwarven constitution.
Just like my mama's cooking.
Exactly like your
Building up
mom's
a tolerance. That's what it is.
Yep. The molds around you come in 3 colors. Green, brown, and a sickly yellow. Like a vibrant yellow. This mold spans the entirety of the length of the cathedral where there would have been pews. This cathedral is 120 feet long by 80 feet wide. So there's roughly 80 feet of mold-covered floor.
Ugh.
I suggest we avoid the mold as much as possible.
Are there any footprints on the floor from the mold that show any direction anyone was walking at any point in time?
You see no obvious signs of anybody traversing this mold. It looks undisturbed.
All right, well, let's see if we can find out if there's an entrance underground or something where they might be holding someone. There's clearly, I don't think, anyone up here, unless I'm missing anything.
Yeah, let's get down with the sickness and disturb this mold.
I think we need to check the stage area, the podium.
Yes, let's go up there. So I'll walk
Yes.
over with Murdoch here, and we will do a forensic investigation on the stage.
I'll just close this door behind us.
And how are you getting over to the stage? Are you just walking through the mold? The mold is covering the entirety of the floor.
So there's no spots where we can get through. It's covering the whole floor.
No,
Okay.
it's kind of spread over everything.
Okay.
Well, that makes it a
You
bit
said
more difficult.
You said there's a bunch of pews sitting there. Is it growing on the pews? Can I like run across the pews?
It's growing on the remains of the pews. It looks like through the natural course of time, as like windows are breaking and storms getting in, like the wood itself is rotting as normal. And then at some point in time, the mold came in, and it seems to be covering everything. Actually, upon closer inspection, you see that a lot of the mold is growing directly on the stone.
So I've noticed there are several different colors. Maybe they're not all harmful. I have a fair amount of survival skill. Is there any way for me to check that, Eli?
Yeah, you can give me a survival skill to identify which of these molds is the least threatening.
An 18.
In 18, you
needed 21. Sorry, Jeff.
No, actually, that's perfect. That's exactly what he needed to roll. You identified that the brown mold is probably the safest to traverse. You kind of scrape it a bit with a spare knife that you have, rub it on a scrap of cloth, and as you're handling it with care, you
Murdoch, stop wiping that on me.
you
Why should
realize
I
that
stop
the mold
now?
is making whatever it touches feel cold, as though it's sapping heat.
So we can walk on the brown stuff, but it might make your feet a little cold. Not sure why.
Does the brown lead up to the pew or the altar?
Yeah, can we navigate our way on the brown?
What can brown do for us?
Navigating purely on the brown mold, you do find a couple of spaces where you might be able to jump across. It may be even easier if you had a running start. There's one spot that would allow you to get a running start and jump across.
Okay, all right. I'll do that with my monkish skills.
All right.
Yes, at least there's a UPS side to this. I mean, upside to this whole mold thing.
So Talon and anybody else traversing across the brown mold, give me a dexterity save, and then Talon, give me a strength athletics to long jump.
Scurry will go.
Oops. You said strength athletics check to do the long jump?
Yes.
Sorry, I rolled the wrong thing. My apologies. Okay, that's an 8.
An 8. Mm-hmm. Okay, I will get back to you in a moment.
Yeah, that was a dex save. That was an 18 was my dex save, but an 8.
Nice. That's more than enough to pass.
Didn't do much better with an athletics check of 10.
So I am in chainmail, but I'm able to handle myself well. Athletics check for me is a 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, Scurry, you slip. And
son of a gun!
You get yourself ready for the long jump. You run forward, and as you take the last step to set yourself to jump, you slip and fall flat on your face in the brown mold.
No.
Murdoch, you jump across no problem. You're used to this, jumping from buildings, across caverns, over furniture and whatnot. This is just another Tuesday. Talon, you succeed in jumping, but you don't get all the way over the mold. I need you to give me a Constitution save as you not completely but partially land in some green mold.
Oh, that is a healthy 4 that I rolled.
A healthy 4.
You did it!
I think in this case that'd be unhealthy, I'm sure.
Healthy 4.
Yeah.
All right, then. So then you will be taking 2d6 poison damage.
Remember to eat your greens.
Okay.
But with that out of the way, you get across. Scurry.
Am I rolling the 2d6 for the damage, or?
Yeah. Okay. I will trust you all with your rolls. You all seem like honorable players after all this time.
8 points. 8 points of damage.
Oof. Fun. Scurry, as you fall face first in the brown mold, you realize that Murdoch was not kidding. Now that this mold is exposed to your body heat, it feels like it's sapping away your life. Your movement has been reduced by half.
It's colder than a frost gnome in here. Oh.
There are frost gnomes? Huh. Learn something new every day.
How far away? So I've made it to, I guess I'll call it a safe spot, is where I am a safe spot? And how far away are they? Well, you said Talon made it. Scurry did not. How far away is Scurry at this point? I've got 50 feet of rope. I'm thinking if I toss him the rope, can I pull him over faster?
Okay. You can attempt to try this. Scurry is maybe 10, 15 feet away from you, so you definitely have enough rope.
As a former sailor, I know how to toss the rope exactly where it needs to go for somebody else to catch it. Now, typically, they're going to tie it onto something. So, Scurry, catch this and tie it on yourself. I'll pull you over.
Scurry will go to catch the rope. Does that need a roll or anything for that? Or do I just...
No. Murdoch's, because of his background, Murdoch's throw is good enough to get it exactly to you. Once you get yourself up and kind of dust yourself off, you catch the rope and you start tying it to yourself.
What kind of a shield is a generic shield that's
I
choose.
imagine a generic shield is just a heater type shield sized for you. So that's going to be like the old fashioned or Captain America's first shield.
Okay.
That like swooped with the peak at the top.
Yeah.
That's
Are
what I
you looking
imagine a generic
to surf
shield
on
is.
the shield over to here? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he was gonna hop on it.
Yeah.
All
Surf over.
right, perfect. So
And, yeah,
might still
I'll
work.
just, as soon as he's ready, I'll just give that rope a yank and pull him over.
All right, I stick my foot into like the groove where my arm would normally go, and all right, pull me over.
okay, with your clever use of shields and physics, you get Scurry over there safely.
Hey,
Congratulations, you
Hey.
have beaten the mold. The easiest
Yeah.
part of this dungeon.
All right, see you guys next week.
We made it through the shield and physics
So-
part. Yeah.
You are now on the far side of the cathedral. There is, of course, the stage with the podium, and then the two doors on either side. Now that you're on this side, you have a better view of everything around here. The stage itself is rather simple. The podium seems to have some sort of carving on it, and on the stonework directly in front of the stage, there is a large image of a face superimposed onto the sun.
Is that Saint Alba?
yeah. Do we recognize the face?
To identify the face, you can give me a history or religion check.
I roll intimidation.
To intimidate the sun?
Yes.
I mean, I can't be surprised. I tried to intimidate the moon once.
Yeah,
I'll punch you to face.
my history. I don't know anything apparently. 6.
I'm going to
Wow.
go with religion just because I feel like it, and I'm going to get a 3. I half your roll.
I kind of want to do it too, since
Since you actually know religion.
yeah.
Rick?
All right.
All right, let's do it.
11 plus 4 is 15.
Nice.
Nice.
The visage on this sun is more than likely not Saint Alba. It's probably an interpretation of the sun god that Alba worshipped.
Hmm.
It's not one that you recognize, so this may just be an older god whose followers have just fallen by the wayside.
Probably
Okay.
Palor. Palor's
Is there
a
is there any evidence of of the cult activity around the area that we're at here now? Since this is what we got up here to take a look at, and see if we could discern anything.
Okay, you can give me an investigation check.
Can I though? You say I can, but can I?
You can always try.
And I'm going to help.
It's an 8.
Okay. So you have Murdoch's help here.
Mhm.
Add it to your
Let's
own,
see,
and now he needs to roll new
I
character.
can be helpful with a 15, perhaps.
So this is, if I remember correctly, the aid another action.
Yeah, I think it just adds 2 or something. I can't remember what the hell it is now.
Well, helping you can give advantage to somebody if you're helping.
Oh,
them
so
if
then you roll
Okay.
again for advantage.
So
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
talent.
So I'm looking at the stage and I'm looking the wrong way, and then he just comes and turns my head.
No, look over there. A door would be over there somewhere.
Oh, I did worse. I did worse.
All right, maybe not there. Under Scurry. Scurry's probably hiding the door.
Oh, well, let me just
All
pick
right.
my shield up.
Yeah,
and move
I'm
over
wiping
here.
the mold. I'm wiping the mold out of my eyes. I'm like, hold on.
you blink your eyes as you clear the mold off of them. It's kind of stinging a bit, but you're sure you'll be fine. You're looking around trying to regather your bearings, and you notice under one of the torches that is still lit with that blue flame, there is a carving of the same image of the sun, just directly underneath the torch sconce.
Oh my God, you guys! The stuff it burns my eyes so bad right now. Scurry, can you check over by that torch sconce, please?
Scurry,
I'll take a look here.
you look over at the torch sconces and you see that they are all over patches of mold. Brown mold, though.
Just
All
a
right.
life.
So
Nothing
I
too
guess he'll, walk over.
Alrighty then. Give me a dexterity save.
It's already. Why couldn't you stay on the 19? Darn you, 8.
8. All right. You get over to the sconce, and as you take that last step again, you slip. You grab onto the sconce, though.
Ah, son of a...
So you don't fall into the mold, but you do lose your footing a bit. You are now at one of these burning torches. You notice that there's hardly any heat coming off of the torch.
Now, these
guys, it's barely warm.
They were glowing or burning blue? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Blue, yeah, blue.
Okay.
Can I put my hand like just above the flame, or am I too short?
How tall are you?
I think I put 5'1" or 4'8" or something. Let me look.
5'1" or 4'8" or 3'11".
Well, if you're already holding on to the sconce, you can
5'1".
probably pull yourself
Oh,
up enough.
you're wow, you are a tall dwarf. You are plenty tall to get your hand over the torch sconce.
I meant to ask about that, but
you slowly move your hand closer and closer to the torch, and you realize that you can touch the burning head directly, and it just feels like a rock that's been sunbathing. It is a very dull heat.
This thing's not dangerous at all, nor very helpful. It seems. You guys want to come over here and look at these?
As I pick the last bit of mold out of my eyes, I'll go over there and I'll look at it with him.
Definitely.
All right.
Yes.
Because of you being a monk, I'm going to say that you're able to jump between brown spots easily enough. So you get over to Scurry and investigate the sconce. It is, as Scurry's described, not dangerous in the slightest. There's a lot of brown mold directly under this torch, and you look around, also under all the other torches.
Think we can use these to light the other ones? It might do something.
Well, the other torches are lit, correct?
That was just 4. The rest were not. Did I misunderstand?
Some of the torches are unlit, but all of the ones that are lit are with this blue flame, and taking a better look. Taking a better look at all these torches that are lit, you do see that they all have that same carving.
These things
Scurry's going to try to remove one.
These things are connected somehow. Perhaps I can figure this out. Maybe if I push a button somewhere, I'd need to find something.
Yeah, absolutely. And then while you do this here, I'll take. Is the torch removable? Can I take it out of the thing?
It is not.
Okay, it's not. Okay, never mind then.
That's what Scurry was trying to.
Yeah.
Joe and I were talking.
The torches don't seem to be removable. It's like a metal sconce bolted to the wall. The torch, the burning part itself, is just like a wad of oil-soaked rags.
Perhaps I could perceive a way to activate something here. There's surely something hidden.
Absolutely. You can give me a perception. And what are you looking at? Anything in particular?
I'm looking for the way to get to the next step in the dungeon.
All right. Vague it is.
I'm looking for a way that it would appear that these things are linked in some way. But I'm not all that great at investigating. I'm more like trying to intuit how it might happen, which is, for me, that's where I'm going with the perception. And I do have a 19.
Hey.
A 15
okay.
plus 4.
So you notice, as you're looking around the cathedral, walking over the safe area that you're in, the carving on the podium catches your eye. You look over and you see that it is it's very clearly writing. What languages do you speak?
Whatever one is appropriate for this, because I don't know. I'm not even sure where that is on the character. There it is. Common, Elvish, and Giant. I don't know why I have Giant. I read really big fonts.
Okay.
It's actually Braille.
Out of curiosity, what languages do Talon and Scurry speak? Talon?
Common and Orcish.
Scurry?
Common, Dwarvish, and Delkier. Delkier?
Okay. So I'm going to go with Giant then.
All right. Huge letters.
There's almost one Celestial, but chose not
to. The script written in the Giant's alphabet reads Only when life's embers fade to dust can you pass from this plane to the next.
All right, so we kill ourselves. Let's go and get started.
Scurry, no!
Yeah, so, only when life's embers fade to dust. Huh.
Do we need to put out the torches with the mobile, maybe?
Life's ember. But does that make dust?
I don't know. It might.
Are there any like random containers of dust lying around, like maybe on the opposite side or around the altar?
Ember. Aside from the mold, is there anything living here?
I'm sorry?
Go with Randy's question first. Sorry, he was looking for dust.
Let's just see if there's any random containers of dust or anything lying around near the altar or on the opposite wall from where those torches are.
You don't see any containers of any sort. Looking around in the mold area, it looks like there may have been some like clay jugs or jars, but you don't see anything that you would really constitute as dust. Joe, you had another question?
Aside from us and the mold, is there anything living here?
You do hear the sound of birds chirping, and you notice that there is a couple nests up in the rafters.
Never mind, Murdoch. What do you think?
Well, I'm not a fan of killing for no reason, but I mean, we have a reason. But how do we turn birds to dust?
Well, you take their bones and you smash them into bone meal, and
Scurry,
that's kind of
you're
dust.
elected.
All right, Scurry. I guess it's your job then to kill the birds.
I'm a life priest. I can't be killing no birds. What are you talking about?
But you're the one who knows how to do it and make the bones into dust and bone meal.
Pretend they're on your lawn.
That's true.
All right, you birds, get off my lawn. And he pulls out his light crossbow, fires one.
You just
one of the
need
birds.
one rock to hit two of them.
So you fire a crossbow bolt at one of the birds. Roll me an attack.
This is exactly what Eli had planned.
This is. I'm not gonna lie. I've run this dungeon 4 times, and
the birds died all 4 times.
No, this is a new one.
I'm trying to find. I guess I'm not equipped to them or something because they're only in my inventory, not my action.
Yes, you have to go and equip them in D&D Beyond, and then it should go to your actions. You should be able to roll on it.
Yep.
Maybe I should equip my armor and stuff too.
Okay? Oh, the dog just sneezed like bad.
All right. Now back to my action. Sorry about that. We haven't used this one in a while. All right. How's a 10?
a 10 to hit a bird.
Yeah.
All right. The
bird's armor class is -4. You're okay.
The crossbow bolt misses, ricochets off of a piece of stonework, and goes seemingly straight towards Murdoch. Murdoch, you see it coming, you kind of like sidle out of the way, and it embeds itself into the podium. And you, as the echo of this thud is ringing around the cathedral, Murdoch, your combat-tuned ears recognize that is not the sound of a bolt hitting a solid object. This podium is hollow.
All right, so a fire.
Yep.
Give me
Scurry,
another attack roll.
this time you need to hit.
As he's loading the crossbow. Hold on, Scurry. There's something else here. Or maybe not something.
Oh, he got a 3 on his as he fired.
It was a 1, guys.
So
he turns and looks at Murdoch. What? the crossbow bolt. You know what? Since you rolled a 1, the crossbow bolt fires, hits the exact same spot, and ricochets into the podium again, splitting the other crossbow bolt and breaking off a section of podium. You can see it is indeed hollow.
I only have 19 of these, son of...
How do the birds look right now? Are they undisturbed by this, or did they fly off yet?
The birds are looking at Scurry.
Do
Oh.
birds roll
And
their eyes?
Scurry, you kind of feel like you're being judged.
Oh.
I'm just not doing good. I'm sorry, birdies. I apologize.
When you're looked down upon by a pigeon.
One of the birds kind of squawks at you and then flies out.
Bye, birdie.
He's
Well,
going to
that didn't
publish
go
the video
as-
to YouTube right now. That bird
that
is.
that didn't go over as well as we thought. Murdoch, are you all right? You're over by that vault.
I'm fine. I'm going to check this thing out here. I just rap at the podium where it started to break. And
My name is
like,
Murdoch, and I'm here to say
bracket. I'm going to rap. I'm going to break another piece off to see what it looks like inside.
All right. As you're kind of like fiddling with the podium, you realize that it seems to be in pristine condition, kind of like the doors, which is odd. Excuse me. But you do manage to break away more sections and reveal that inside the podium was, in fact, the end of the episode.
Oh, no!
What? So what's with the ones, Randy?
We've gotten
broke
so
the
far. We got
episode.
so far in this here. We're so good.
Absolutely. You may. I might skip over one floor of the dungeon, maybe.
Not the ground floor, apparently.
No.
So,
All
right.
I think the highest thing I rolled that entire thing was an 8.
I didn't do bad. I had a couple of bad rolls. I don't know anything about religion, but apparently I can find out when an arrows or crossbow bolt's coming at my face.
Yeah, it was an 8. It was an 8, a 4, an 8, a 6, an 8, and a 4 is
Oh
what
my
I've rolled
Jesus.
so far. Yeah,
Maybe,
I
maybe
erased
I
mine.
shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't run 5e. Maybe that's what it is.
Nah,
no, I think you're good. I think you should have the world's worst group of adventurers.
you know, that wouldn't surprise us, would it?
Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll do better when there's real danger going on.
There you go. There you go. That's
You mean
what
the-
our group's all about.
The life-sucking mold isn't enough danger for you.
I'm already at half speed, but whatever.
Oh yeah, that's going to end in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're
Guessing
fine,
it's
we're
been
fine,
about
we're fine.
4 already.
Cool, because that's about when we'll be starting back up. Perfect.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? So, hey,
Alrighty.
we'll do that. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up, and we'll come back very shortly to do our second episode of the evening. But for now, we can say
Yay.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
From doves to dust.
Aw.